Hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today and for taking the time out of your day to listen to me talk. I'm always so grateful to you guys. And I have to start by just thanking everybody who has been here for me through this situation in my life. It's been the hardest, probably by far the hardest thing I've ever gone through. And all of the support that we have, the love that we were shown is just absolutely amazing through the EC community. You guys have just really stepped up and been there. So it's a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about today. Today, I am going to talk about resilience and bouncing back in life. And I'm going to talk about that support, the support networks that are out there. It's crazy to me who ends up being your support network, right? The people you thought that would be there aren't always the ones who end up really stepping up. And sometimes it's complete strangers that end up being there for you than anyone else. Good morning, Angie. By the way, Angie, I have gotten so many compliments on the job that you did last week. Everybody loved your presentation. So we are going to definitely have to collaborate on more. So for those of you who are new to the group and to my world, my name is Evelyn Knight. I am the childcare business coach. I'm the host of the podcast, and I'm also the owner and CEO of Childcare Business Professionals, which is a company that helps owners find success. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So I do have a couple housekeeping things, you guys, before I get into it, but I really have some important things to talk to you guys about today, because I know in the current climate, things are so hard, right? And Angie can definitely attest to this, that how we see and perceive our world is so very important to our success. And so if you are waking up in the morning just dreading your day, especially today, it's Monday. This is why I do this on a Monday, right? I specifically picked Monday because I know what it feels like to wake up and think, oh God, it's Monday. I don't want to do this. And, so that's why I chose Monday for my mindset trainings, because I know that if you start the week with the right mindset, if you really see things from a different lens, it's amazing how much it can change. So I'm going to just do a couple of housekeeping things, but stay with me just so we can really get into the depth of what I need to talk about today. So first off, the conference, our Childcare Business Professional Summit is coming in October. I know many of you have been really nervous. I've been getting a lot of messages. My assistant Pam has been getting a lot of messages. Even Brandy has been getting a lot of messages over whether or not you should come. Well, you definitely do want to come. It is happening for sure. We are going to have sessions on financial advising. I'm going to have a lawyer there to talk to us. Marketing. I'm going to be doing sessions on how to make sure your childcare center has a professional organization that complements you, right? That makes sure that you have time and energy. There's so much. And then we're going to also have fun. We have an evening of fun planned for you guys. And we're taking a trip up to Lake Tahoe. Saturday morning, we'll be taking those of you who stick around up to Lake Tahoe to see our amazing, beautiful lake. We're going to just have a great time. And we're really focusing on business, right? Just the business of your childcare center, not the classrooms, the business of it. So you'll also get to meet some amazing people that you see all the time, like Beth Cannon is going to be there with us, Prainer Richards, me, Scott Wayman. Well, all these people that you guys see online, you'll get to see in person. So we have I think it's right around 20. We might have a little bit more than 20 tickets left. So make sure you sign up before we are sold out. We are very close to being sold out. So I'm going to have more about that for you guys today. I'm actually going to the Atlantis today to meet with the people from the resort. So I will probably do some lives so you guys can see the full resort that we'll be staying at. It has an amazing spa, the pool. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait to show you guys the pictures. It is one of the most amazing resorts in the Reno area. It is my favorite, which is why I chose to do my first conference there. So be sure you get your tickets. The other thing is, oh my gosh, September 1st, that's what, on Wednesday, the price goes up to $450, right? Right now it's $297, I believe. And so if you want to get it at this low price, you need to make sure that you buy that ticket today or tomorrow. And the tickets do count for two people. So one ticket, you can bring your spouse or your direct. If an owner is buying the ticket, bring your director, bring your husband, bring your wife, whatever. But it does count for 2 people. So it's kind of like getting a buy one, get one free. We really wanted to make this experience good for you. So when we created this, we decided that the tickets would be for 2. So make sure that you definitely sign up for that conference. And again, check for me live later. I'm not sure exactly what time. It will be between 11 and 1 Pacific time today, so that you can just see the videos, and you'll always be able to watch the replays. So let me get into the topic of today. Today, I am talking about resilience. And for those of you who've been following me, you know that my husband passed away. It was actually 5 weeks ago today. He passed, and it has been an eye-opening experience, to say the least. I prepared as much as I could, but there's not much you can do to prepare for something like this, right? I mean, there is. I can't say that, because I did position myself very well, but I guess it's more your heart that you can't prepare, right? You can prepare your life, you can prepare a lot of things, but there's never 100% preparing. So that's a little bit about what I want to talk to you guys about, is just resilience. Good morning, Miss Alana, and bouncing back. And it's very hard. I understand, you guys. I have been through so much. Alana, my assistant director at my child care center, knows that I've been through so much. And if there's one thing I've learned through what I've been through, is that you have to bounce back. We have to, right? It is my choice where my future goes. And I'm on this journey. My husband was sick for a long time. We were going through the kidney dialysis and everything for 3 years. And before that, a couple of years of having end-stage kidney disease. But we knew that he was terminal for about a year. And within those last few months, in my heart, I just knew, that feeling. I just knew. Thank God he just didn't blind me to it. And I was able to really prepare as much as I possibly could. But when the reality actually hits, things are a little bit different. And it is really hard. And it's very hard to get through. And so I started to feel that depression coming on, just natural. And of course, everybody in my world just tells me, it's okay, you're allowed to get depressed. But I think there's that fine line, right, that we have to be very careful of. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 19, and was on all the depression medications. I've been through the ringer on all that, and all through a lot of different types of medications. So I know that depression isn't something that you can just allow to happen at this point in my life. Here I am, I'm going to date myself now, but 25 years later, the person I was then when I was first diagnosed with depression and the person I am now, I understand that I cannot allow the depression to take over. Right? It is very easy, very, very easy. For those of you guys who suffer from depression, anxiety, the anxiety, it just feels so overwhelming, right? I also have anxiety issues. I do get anxiety attacks. And I know a lot of you who've been watching me are surprised, because I seem like I have it so together, right? I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with depression. Since my husband's passing, I've had several anxiety attacks. I have them almost daily, but I can't let that cripple me, right? I know I was supposed to start back work last week, and I wasn't really going to be in the public eye, and I did start back behind the scenes working, but it was very scary. And I can tell you, like this morning, when I'm getting ready to do this with you guys, it was very scary for me, very scary to know that I'm entering the world again. And knowing for the first time, and my husband and I were together for 29 years, right? February would have been our 30th anniversary. So 30 years with one person. And I'm not that old. I was 15 when my husband and I got together. So my entire adult life, I was with this one person, and he stood by my side. So getting up this morning knowing I'm going to be live today. I'm going to be putting myself back into the world. I'm not just working behind the scenes. I'm back in the world. I went to Zooin last week. I was at my childcare center last week and worked. I'm going back into the world. And this is the first time without this man in my life that I am entering the world again. And it caused some major anxiety, and I was scared, and I was literally knew, well, I could call upon this person, this person, this person. They'd go live for me. They'd do it. I could just stay in hiding, right? But there comes a point where I have to tell myself, no, you cannot allow this to happen. You cannot allow the depression to take over. You cannot allow your anxiety to control you, right? I have to know this. I have to tell myself, I cannot allow this for myself. I have control over my thoughts, right? I mean, my thoughts want to go in that direction of sorrow and sadness. And I can tell you guys, and I'm sorry to say it, but just to kind of bring the point home, when I wake up, so my husband was very sick, and he really didn't allow us to talk about how sick he really was until literally the Friday before he passed. He finally allowed me to tell his friends and family and different people in our lives how bad it was. But in the middle of the night, I had this habit of reaching over and just feeling him, right? Because things had gotten so scary that I would actually feel and put my hand on him to make sure his chest was moving up and down still, and just to make sure he was breathing, right? And that's what my life had become. I would wake up every morning, and before I would even get out of bed, before I would look over, I would feel him, because I knew things were that bad that I just didn't know if he was going to make it when we went to bed. And this was for a couple months. Probably since January, that I was basically waking up like that, just not knowing when it was going to happen, but it was scary. So I didn't also want to look over and see it. So I would feel him to brace myself. And so now at night, I still do. I wake up and just out of habit, I feel, and then my hand just drops. And that has been very hard. I wake up every morning that way, but I have to, and that depression just wants to consume me, right? It just, knowing he's not there, there's nobody there on his side of the bed, it wants to take over. But that's where I know I can't allow it. I can't allow it. And I have to literally tell myself every day, I have a choice. How am I going to live this day? What kind of attitude am I going to come into? What kind of blessings am I going to focus on? Am I going to focus on that empty bed? Or am I going to focus on the blessings that I have? Right? And it is really hard. But I do know also, and I'm sorry, you guys, I promised myself I wouldn't do this. But I know I have a choice. What am I going to focus my day on? I know that God put me here, and he's blessed my life so much that I have to focus on the blessings. I can't focus on what isn't here anymore. I have to focus on what I have, right? It is my choice to let my life become consumed over my loss. It is my choice to stop. And let me tell you, I have so much love and support in my life. I know plenty of people would just step in right now for me. I could have made one phone call and somebody would have stepped in for this video for me this morning. And it's tempting. It is tempting to freeze and do nothing and not live my life now. But I also know that I have to go on. I have to pay the bills, right? I still have a kid at home that needs me. I still have to go on. My business has to go on. I've got to work. I have to live. So that's where I want you guys to understand, when you wake up on Monday morning and you feel that extreme anxiety of not wanting to face the day, you have a choice. You can choose what you're going to focus on. You can choose how you see things, right? I can tell you in the last couple of weeks, I've really struggled. I mean, as you guys can imagine, it's been such a struggle being with somebody for almost 30 years and then losing them my entire adult life. I've never been an adult without my husband. So learning who I am now has been quite the struggle. But in the last 2 weeks, it just amazes me that God has really opened my eyes to see how blessed my life is and how much abundance there really is. Through the biggest loss I've ever experienced, and I may ever experience in my life, I still feel so blessed, and I still see my life of just absolute abundance, the outpouring of love that came at my family during this time, the support, the help from people I don't even know, right? I had some of you guys that I don't even know mail gifts to me at my center. Some of you that I do know mailed me some amazing gifts, and just the care and love, and even just the messages means so much to me. I can't even tell you guys just all the messages of support and love that I've received from people I don't even know. Just, you have no idea how it got me through the day. Some days I would wake up in the morning, not want to get out of bed, and look at my phone and see these uplifting messages. And there were days that it really helped. And just knowing I've got my family has been amazing. My staff at Zooin and my staff at Child Care Business Professionals, how everybody has come around and just rallied. My husband's friends, his coworkers, absolutely amazing, right? The things I have in my life, even down to my dogs. I know I'm a dog fanatic, and when it comes to my dogs are standing here looking at me, wondering why they can't jump on my lap. God really opened my eyes to see how much I have, how much I've been blessed, how many people love me and my family. And it really just helped me, I don't know, through all of this, I guess I just chose for me to focus on what I do have instead of what I lost. But it is a choice I have to make every day. It's absolutely a choice that I have to wake up in the morning and tell myself to focus on the positive, because my life is filled with positives. In this world right now, today, there's so much going on that feels so heavy. It's so scary. And there's so much negativity, right? And I know for a lot of you owners and directors out there, you don't even know if your center is going to make it sometimes. You don't know how you're going to pay the bills. You don't know how you're going to do this and that. But there's still so much. There's still so much to be thankful for. And I know, if Angie, if you're still on there, you can probably attest to this. When you stop focusing on what isn't happening and where you're struggling, and you start focusing on the abundance in your life suddenly shifts, right? You suddenly have this huge shift, and you suddenly start to have abundance come into your life. Everything just switches. I can tell you, I was there, you guys. I was an owner who had an eviction notice on my center's door at one point. Everything was going wrong. I thought all these bad things. I literally had this attitude of, I must have the worst luck in the world. All these bad things happened to me. There was once a time where I had a really sad incident occur to me. And 4 days before the incident, I had gone on vacation, and I had this amazing time. I was so happy. It was like 4 days of bliss, right? When I came home from the vacation, something really sad happened to me. And I thought basically that it had to happen because I had good days. I literally thought, oh, well, since I had those 4 good days, something has to happen to take it down, right? So that's why this happened, because I can't be happy. I wasn't meant to be happy. I literally thought that. I literally thought that this tragic event that happened to me happened because I wasn't allowed to be happy in my life. And I was stuck in that mindset. And thank God opened my eyes to how wrong I was. And through some amazing people in my life, I started to see that I control this. My thoughts and how I perceive things and how I see the world is up to me. There's good and bad in everything. I 100% believe life is 50% good, 50% bad. Which are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the good, or are you going to focus on the bad, right? The other thing is, opportunity is all around us, you guys. As a child care center owner who was struggling to pay the bills, who didn't know how I was going to make payroll sometimes, who didn't know I was going to pay the lease, who fell behind on a lease, right? I can tell you guys that there are plenty of opportunities, but when you're so focused on the negative and not happening and on not having enough, all you see is the negative and not having enough. But when you shift your mindset and you start focusing on the abundance of life, you suddenly start seeing opportunities that you had no idea were there, right? They just start coming at you all the time. And let me tell you, it's not that they're coming at you. They have always been there. The problem is that you've been so focused on the negative that you're not seeing the positive. You're so focused on what you don't have that you're not seeing what's right in front of you, right? And when you have that mental shift, everything starts to fall into place. Everything just starts, you start seeing that abundance. So right now, yes, I've lost my husband, but what I'm looking at now is the 30 years we had together. How many people can say that they got to live with the love of their life for 30 years, right? How many people can just find that real, true love over and have it for 30 years, right? How many people can build an amazing family, an amazing legacy, and an amazing life and have the memories that I have? And that is what I'm focusing on. I'm not focusing on the loss. I'm focusing on the memories that we built, the lasting things that my husband taught me. I wouldn't have my businesses if it wasn't for him. He helped me. He was a genius when it came to managing people. And he really, truly helped me to learn how to be a great leader. And so I'm focusing on what our lives, what we built together. I'm not going to focus on the loss, right? What I'm not going to have. I mean, for a while I was focusing on our lost dreams and the lost life that we had planned together. But I decided, and thank God, I can't take credit for it. God opened my eyes, like, look at what you do have. Look at what I was blessed with. Yes, I have to live the rest of my life without him, but the 30 years I got with him are such an amazing blessing that is what I need to focus on, right? So for those of you, I know how easy it is, you guys, to feel sorry for yourself. I've been there, done that. I've been consumed in self-pity with things far less than what I'm going through now, far less than what I'm going through now. But it really is your attitude. It's what you choose to focus on. I cannot stress that to you guys enough. It is what we choose to focus on. And when you focus on abundance, you're going to see the abundance in your life. You're going to see how amazing it is. If I focused on nothing but the loss of my husband, all I would see is loss and what I don't have, right? But instead, I am choosing to wake up every morning and I'm choosing to focus on the abundance. I am responsible for my outcomes. Nobody else is. I am 100% responsible for where my life goes from here. What happens in my life from here on out, I am 100% responsible for, right? I'm not responsible for what I've gone through, but I am responsible for the outcome. I can choose to shrivel up, lay in my bed, and just soak in the sorrow that I feel, right? And nobody would fault me for that right now. But I would probably lose a lot. I would lose at least one of my businesses for sure. I can tell you, it wouldn't make it without me. Or I can choose to get up, go to work, and see the blessings in my life. And even without my husband in here, I still have a great life, you guys. It's how I see it, right? It's what I choose to see. I have 2 healthy children who love me. I have a family that is amazing and loves me. I have friends and staff that are so supportive and there's just so much abundance in my life. What am I going to choose to focus on? That is how my future is going to look, is what I choose to focus on. So if you're scared for your future, you guys, and I know a lot of you are, I really want you to take some time to think about, what are you focusing on? What is it that has you nervous right now? And I want you to really think about making that mental shift, because I can guarantee you it will change the course of your life. Absolutely. If you want to know more about this, I'm more than happy to talk to you guys about this. One of the things I am going to bring more to my membership now after this incident of what I'm going through is the life coaching. I am a certified life coach as well as have a psychology degree. I do teach business practices, which are life-changing for your business, but I am going to start encouraging or incorporating more life coaching into my membership program because I understand now I always knew this, but it's so much more clear to me now that how you see your life, how you see the world is really, really important to your success. You will not succeed. I guarantee you guys right now, if you keep a negative mindset, negativity will keep coming into your life. If that is what you're focusing on, that is what you'll produce, right? If you're a survivalist and you are stuck in the middle of the desert, I live in the Nevada desert, and you're lost and your car breaks down, if you have an attitude of, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, there's nothing I can do, I have no food, I have no water, I'm going to die, you're probably going to die, right? But if you focus on, I'm going to take action, I'm going to make the best of this, I'm going to make this work, you have a chance of survival. So I want you guys to really think about that. How you see things, how you perceive the world is really going to be a reflection of your chances of survival, right? Of how successful you are, of how you wake up every Monday morning and the attitude that you come into Mondays with. So if you guys need any more information about that, if you want to reach out to me, send me a message me on Facebook. You can email me. Here's my, let's see, for those of you on YouTube, here is my email. It's evelyn@childcarebusinessprofessionals.com. And I'm more than happy to talk to you guys more about this. It's definitely something we're going to be incorporating more into our membership group because, attitude is everything. My husband used to tell me that all the time. And he's 100% right. And I know that he would not want me to focus on the negative. He would want me to thrive and see me do the best I can in my life. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I will be back next week. And I know for those of you who listen to my podcast, I am very far behind. I have not posted a single episode since about 2 weeks since before my husband's passing, since he was in the hospital and things got ugly, but I will be rectifying that. I do have a couple recorded episodes I just need to get. So my podcast will be coming back and I will be back in full action. This week I'm still staying a little bit behind the scenes, but next week I will be pretty much back to normal. As normal, my new normal. I'm discovering what my new normal is. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Good morning, Miss Christy. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be hoping to see you guys at the summit, the Child Care Business Summit, and I will post some links. I think Pam's posting them for me too, so make sure you join us if you haven't, and look for my videos later today so you can see more about the summit.